Video, we'll be going over the IRS Interactive Tax Assistant tool that helps people determine whether or not life insurance proceeds that they received are taxable. Generally speaking, life insurance proceeds are not taxable in most circumstances. However, there are a few instances that you should probably be aware of so that you can determine whether or not you have to pay income tax on the proceeds that you received. In order to use this tax tool, you need to have some information in front of you. So if you're the policyholder who sold their life insurance policy, like you surrendered it for cash, then you will need the amount that you received. You'll need to understand that, and then you'll need to know how much above and beyond the cost of the policy that that amount was. So basically, how much did you pay for the policy? How much did you receive when you sold it? If you're a beneficiary, then you would need either the face value of the policy if it's specified, or if you're receiving the proceeds in certain installments, you need to know whether or not there's a refund or a period certain guarantee. So sometimes when insurance policies are paid out, you can elect to pay them in installments over a couple of years, either a guaranteed number of payments or some sort of other arrangement that's detailed in the policy. And then you also need to know whether or not federal income tax was withheld from the life insurance proceeds to begin with. So as usual, this interactive tax assistant tool is specifically for U.S. citizens or resident aliens. If you are a non-resident or a dual status alien, then there's a part of the IRS website under international taxpayers that you'll have to check out to get more information. The IRS website says it takes about 7 minutes to complete this, so let's get started. So let's go ahead and continue, and we're going to select the 2022 tax year. As of the time of this recording, late 2023, that's the most current tax year available to walk through. So we're going to use that. Now, the first question is, what kind of payment did you have? Were you a beneficiary? Did you sell your life insurance policy for cash? Or was this a viatical settlement? Let's just assume for a moment that we don't know what the term viatical means. You can select it. Anything that's in blue, you can click on that and it'll pop up with a new page. And this indicates that basically it's the sale or assignment of a death benefit to a viatical settlement provider, which is a person that regularly engages in the business of buying or taking assignment of life insurance contracts on the lives of insured individuals who are terminally or chronically ill and who meets certain parts of the Internal Revenue Code. Basically, if you're about to die, you can sell your life insurance contract and assign the buyer to be the beneficiary. So if you have a $500,000 death benefit, you could sell it theoretically to someone who would pay you $300,000 now, and then you can use that money when you eventually pass away. Then that person would be the one that receives the $500,000. That's not exactly the profit margin in that business, but the construct, that's the idea. So as I was reading that page, I was just envisioning vultures circling over my head for some reason. I'm not sure why. Let's pretend that we're a beneficiary, and let's go down that route. So was the policy turned over to you? No. Did you receive your life insurance proceeds as installments? No. Let's just imagine that we paid, or we received one big lump sum. Was the amount payable at death specified in the policy? Did you receive more than the amount payable at the time of the death? Was federal income tax withheld? No. So in this case, your life insurance proceeds are not taxable. So generally speaking, as a beneficiary, uh, as long as the insured person paid their premiums and you didn't receive any installments that might have accrued interest, and as long as the employer of that person did not pay the premiums for the life insurance policy, then under those circumstances, it's generally considered non-taxable. So once you get into employer purchased insurance policies, you start venturing into the world of taxable insurance proceeds. And then if you defer proceeds or you agree to installments and interest accrues, then you can be liable for taxes on that interest. So generally speaking, I like to advise people who use this to take a look at the questions that they answer. In this case, it's not that many questions, but be sure that you're very clear on the answer, and then go back and make sure that each of these questions you answer them and you agree with that when you look back at it. So, and once you have something that you're comfortable with, then print it and keep it in your records. So in this case, you're not even going to need to report your life insurance proceeds on your tax return, but it would still be a good idea that you print it out for your records, just in case there was some mix-up in the reporting. So let's say federal income tax was withheld. In this case, it looks like the answer is very similar, but you would include the federal income tax withheld on the proper withholding line of your tax return. And if for some reason they were not taxable, you would eventually get your money back. It just kind of flows through. So you would report the tax that was withheld, and then your Form 1040 would basically calculate that you're not paying tax on that, and then it would show up as a refund or a lower tax bill. Let's imagine that you received installments. Now, there's a different question. Are you the surviving spouse? Let's imagine that you are the surviving spouse and your spouse did not die before October 23rd, 1986. Are you receiving these installments for life without a period or without a refund or period certain guarantee? Was the amount payable specified at death, specified in the policy? Did you receive more than the amount payable? Was federal income tax withheld? In this case, your insurance proceeds may be partially taxable. You can include part of each installment from your income, and then the excluded part, it would be prorated over your life expectancy. Your insurance company should provide that information, and you would include the amount over the excluded part in your income as taxable interest. So again, you would want to print this out for your records just to make sure that you're properly reporting this the way you see it. Let's do one more. Let's say that the amount payable at death was not specified in the policy, but you did not receive more than the amount payable and tax was not withheld. So it basically says the same thing. And now keep in mind that this is not written advice. So this is simply an automated kind of choose your own adventure type form. But again, you would want to print this out. More likely than not, this would not stand up in case of an IRS examination, but you would, just through your own due diligence, may uncover some of the mistakes that an examiner would uncover if you simply take the time to print that out and go through each of the questions and answers to make sure that they're correct. So that just about wraps it up for this interactive tax assistant tool, talking about life insurance proceeds and whether or not they're taxable. So we'll put a link in the show notes to this exact page so that you can do this on your own. And the IRS has a lot of different interactive tax assistant tools. So we'll put links to the IRS page on that in our show notes as well. We do have all of these videos in one folder marked IRS resources, and there's a wealth of information and a lot of great kind of self-help type interest items in there. So also, we do write a lot of articles on tax forms and different tax topics. You can find those articles on our website, teachmepersonalfinance.com. Simply type in the name of a tax form that you're interested in, and odds are pretty high that we've written an article that goes into depth about it. So if you like our articles, please subscribe to our newsletter. And if you like our YouTube videos and our tutorials, please subscribe to our channel. And as always, if there's a question or a comment, or if there is a tax topic that you'd like me to cover in a future video, please post your question or comment in the comment section. Thank you very much and have a great day.